Boom! Regular Thursday afternoon, going live, Facebook Live, the Coach and Andy Show. We're just going to wait for some people to sign on in. I'm sure you got my advance notice for those of you who are members at my site, so you know what's going on today, and we're good. We're just going to wait for the audience to build up. So we're getting some people signing in there, buddy?
Slowly, yes.
Okay, slowly, yes. So we'll just wait a few more. Going to bring you some good, interesting exercises for the ladies today, as well as talk about some upcoming projects and products that you've all been waiting for. So looking forward to discussing all that for sure. So
Yes.
we're just going to wait. Are we double digits yet? They're climbing in. All right, when you're on there, folks, and you like what you see to my right, throw us some thumbs and some hearts. And as I told you before, Facebook loves that. Their algorithms love that. It'll help us get a bigger reach. So welcome to Facebook Live, the Coach and Andy Show. You're not Andy.
Nope.
Uh-oh. Unless Andy's been eating a lot of soy.
Yeah.
That's an insider nutrition trick. That's soy is very high estrogenic compound. So makes people hold water and makes men get a little fat. So if you eat too much of it. So that was a little joke. We also have to do a little pouty face and send that out to Andy. Andy, I'm dog sitting Andy's dog Bob. Bob's having a tough time. He won't leave the front door. So he just lays in front of the front door and gives me the sad eyes. So maybe he'll wander in here later, but your little boy misses you, buddy. So for those of you who don't know, Andy's in Vegas doing a photo shoot, because that's the kind of hairpin he is. So he's off doing that in 115-degree heat. And so Krista was kind enough to take time off of work, actually, and come here and be part of the Coach and Andy Show. So thanks for being here, Krista.
Yes.
Appreciate it. So is everybody out there, Brian?
Yes, we're all over the world.
And we're waiting, and we're all good. So I'm sure we even have our Aussies. It's 3 in the morning there, and still too.
Angie says hello.
Hi, Ange.
All right, so what's the first thing we want to talk about? Great Glutes at Home for Ladies is going to be available next week. Next week, finally available. Been putting the finishing touches on it for a while, so we want to talk about that, answer your questions about that. It's going to be available next week, so if you stay tuned to my Coach Scott Abel fan page that you're on now, you'll see announcements on there, but even better, if you go to my website, scottabelfitness.com, and opt in there, then you'll get regular notifications when it's up and running, which is going to be next week, starring the lovely Krista. So as soon as it's ready, you get instant access the minute you pay for the product, and the product comes with everything you need. It's a circuit training with the rules of application, 28 individual exercises, 2 different glute circuits to apply 2 different ways, and a bunch of extras, all right, and alternating exercises in case an exercise is too hard, and given too hard and too easy, we show you in the actual circuits how to progress an exercise and make it harder, and how to digress an exercise and make it easier. So Krista was part of that whole process, so it's going to be available next week, and you got to remember it's an at-home, Great Glutes at-home product, so you don't need fancy gym, you don't need fancy equipment. What sticks out in your mind, Krista, about the product?
It was so fun to make. Glutes and legs are my favorite to train, so when he asked me to do this, I was very excited. Me and my mom have been doing the whole circuits. I've been doing them ever since now. After every workout, kind of before, I've been traveling, not a lot, but I've been going camping and doing them there, and it was nice to have a nice, easy, just a nice little easy circuit that I can just kind of do before we're, going out to do whatever when we were camping, and it's great. I love it.
There you go. See, a lot of people will write me and say, can you do, something to do when I'm traveling, something to do when I'm on the road. A lot of people say, oh, my program got screwed up because I went camping or I was in an isolated area. Well, this is specifically written for that purpose. It's a mobile program.
Yeah. And it's body weight, so you don't have to worry about a lot of equipment.
That's
just
right.
Maybe ankle weights.
Yeah, you took ankle weights.
Yeah.
A lot of it you'll see ankle weights in the Great Glutes at Home protocol. And because it's circuit training, you get a dual effect. You get target training for the glutes and the lower body, which most ladies want. They want to lift and round the booty. It's definitely targeted at that.
Yeah.
And then you also get the metabolic effects of that. Metabolic meaning fat burning, right?
Yes, yeah.
But it's very, very versatile, because we'll get questions like, who's it for? Who can do it? Well, we designed it for everyone. As
My
Krista
mom
said.
loves it. Yeah, she loves doing it. She's newish to the gym, so it was kind of nerve-wracking for her, but when I was practicing it, because I had to make sure that things looked right, I was showing her it, and I saw her in the gym today doing part of the quad blast. I did the quad blast yesterday, which my legs are killing me right now, in a good way, of course. But yeah, she's loves it, and she's
my age.
Yeah.
So Krista's mom's 56, not in as good condition and shape as Krista yet.
Yeah.
The Great Glutes at-home product we molded.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have, you just showed her how to do it.
Perfect for her body weight.
Doing it with body weight, which was a lot better than standing on a treadmill.
Yeah. Oh,
and walking to nowhere.
Yeah.
Sitting on a bike. So you get target training, you get fat burning effects, and it's a mobile program. So that's very, very important as well. You don't have to worry. The two projects we've been working on are all about sculpt and shape, tighten and tone. So not about building. It's not about how much weight do I need and how much weight can I lift. The Great Glutes at-home product, like Krista said, mostly body weight stuff. And then ways to progress and digress exercises. Krista would do a harder version of an exercise. Her mom would do an easier version. So it fills generations, because I know some of you are part of the Platinum Club, Physique After 50, and you always asking me about things like that. A few of you are age 50 or 60 or older, and your mom's my age, 56.
56.
Yeah. So and your mom's able to do it. What's so funny about 56?
Oh no! I just didn't want her. She'd kill me if she knew I was saying her age.
Oh, okay. That's the problem. All right.
That's okay.
So we're happy. The Great Glutes at-home metabolic circuit, which means mobile. You can do it anywhere. You're traveling, you're in a hotel room, guess what? You can do it.
It's so easy.
It's so easy to apply.
Yes.
Simple to do, great effects, and it's coming at you next week, so stay tuned. And also, it's very, very applicable to other programs. Just like the Abs by Andy product, you can do it on days off from your regular training program. You can do it, like Krista said, at the end of her workout, she was doing these circuits. It wasn't overly exhausting. No. Not going to leave you on the floor. And because most of it is functional, you get a fun factor, the fun in functional.
Yes.
Right? Like you said, it's a lot of fun to do.
It is, yeah.
So, and you learn about, as we stress, the magic is in the method. There's no magic exercises. You can go to YouTube right now and find 100 glute exercises. Big deal. It's how exercise programming is everything. It's where an exercise falls within a program or within a circuit that matters, and you
that's what I've been learning through the train at home that we're doing right now, and the glute one that was huge actually, because I was just doing kind of whatever I would find online that I haven't been doing or an exercise, but once I was doing them in a certain way with certain reps, it was a game changer.
So we got two major products. The Great Glutes at Home will be available next week. And as Krista referred to, we're also doing my #1 best-selling book on Amazon, The Busy Woman's Train at Home Shape and Sculpt, Tighten and Tone Circuit Program. 16 circuits. We've been shooting since, winter?
Yeah.
We've been shooting since winter, and we're almost rounding third base with that one and bringing it home. We're almost there. So two major products that would fit together. So we're excited to bring it to you. So that's the Great Glutes at-home training protocol. It'll be available next week, and boy, are we excited to bring that. And before we get to other stuff, Krista, where can they find you online?
Oh, I'm on Instagram. Krista Luise, Luise Fit on Instagram, and Krista Luise on Facebook.
There you go. So, and soon on Instagram, you'll find the website and the link to the Great Glutes product. Since it stars Krista, she might as well post it to her Instagram account. So hopefully that's enough news to get you guys riveted and excited, because every week when I come on either Breakfast with the Coach or the Coach and Andy show, people are like, when's the glute product coming out? When's the glute product coming out? Or when's the hard gainer coming out? Well, happy to tell you, when you're shooting multiple projects at one time, we're happy to tell you the Great Glutes at-home circuit training protocol with Scott Abel program design and the lovely Krista doing the exercise demos next week, available to you. and we're happy to bring that to you. Any other comments on that one or the other one?
No, not that I can think of right now at least.
Just we've been going every week trying to get them done and bring them to you. I'm excited too. Yeah. So we've been up to our neck in projects between absbyandy.com, program design masterclass, hard gainer solution course coming up with Andy. Now the Great Glutes at Home, ready to be online and available to you, and then the Busy Woman's Train at Home, Shape and Sculpt, Tighten and Tone 16 circuit, last you at least a year, will be coming at you soon as well. So we've been busy little bees, busy little bunnies, and now we're ready to take your questions, or Krista's ready to take your questions. Yes.
Got to make a shout out to Andy, who's watching us from the Vegas airport.
Andy!
At the airport? What's he doing at the airport? He should be there by now. All right, buddy. Well, as we said, Bob's got a SAT on for you, so he won't leave the front door. So, but he's a heck of a watchdog, because boy, does he bark when someone comes near the door. So he's all bark and no bite, that one. So you're being missed, buddy. Not by me, because I've got Krista here. So, but Bob misses you madly, and he's giving us the sad eyes. So he's getting extra treats, and he's even fatter than when you left. So there you go. All right, any questions or comments?
There's a comment from Alice, who's watching from San Diego and is really excited to see the exercises coming up.
Good. Well, we'll do some exercise demos for you. I also wanted to discuss a little bit about lifestyle stuff, right? Because when people write in, they see someone like Krista, they see someone like Andy, it's all about the magic. What supplements do you take? You know, what magic exercise do you do for this or that body part? And really, what they overlook are the things that matter the most, like lifestyle. I go to the gym. I'm a regimented fiend. You can predict where I'm going to be right down to the second every day. I go to the gym every day. Krista's car is right in front of the gym, meaning that she got there as soon as it opened, because she's got prime real estate parking. So I asked her, does that mean that you go to bed and get up at a certain time every day? Tell them a little bit about your day-to-day lifestyle and how important that is.
Well, yeah, when you're getting up at 5, I don't think you really have a choice. I don't think you really have a choice. I guess you could try, but I go to sleep normally. I'm in bed at like 8:30, asleep by 9. If I'm not, I can definitely feel it in the morning. But getting up at 5, having a little bit of oatmeal. I don't weigh it or anything. I just kind of put some in my cup. And a little bit of maple syrup for taste, and maybe a coffee if I need one. And then off to the gym, 5:30, leave it about 7. I know it sounds like a long time, but I just kind of do whatever. Sometimes leave at 6:30, but normally 7. So.
And there you go. So these lifestyle things matter. Here's someone not quite 30, and the same thing I used to answer in my seminars years and years ago. What was the biggest difference in how you got in the magazines and became a big name? And I always said, because I was realistic about what it would take. And people would always say to me, well, what the hell does that mean? And I would say things like that. When you're not even 30 and you're going to bed at 8:30 every night, you're probably alone in that world amongst your friends.
There's a few people I know, but not too many.
To be that disciplined and that regimented.
On the weekends, but that's like the weekends. The week is the same, always. Monday to Friday.
And then the other thing you see, Krista's got the most enviable body. That's why we asked her to be part of this. Very feminine, very structured, right? And then the other thing you hear, I have a little oatmeal when I wake up. Doesn't measure it. There's no, if it fits your macros, there's no obsessing about anything.
I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, well, there you go. Tell them.
Yeah, I couldn't. My mom has always said that I eat like a 16-year-old boy. I eat a lot of food all the time. I'm hungry all the time, and I eat all the time. I try to keep it as healthy as possible. Weekends, I think I tend to go just kind of whatever. But definitely during the week, I try to eat very healthy, but I just eat. I eat a lot.
And that's an important point, folks, because one thing I always say in my workshops, my lectures, my podcasts, that ladies don't ever understand is a metabolism has to be fed. Mm-hmm. If you're going to lean out in a compromised metabolism, guaranteed you're going to gain all that weight back. Guaranteed. So someone like Krista doesn't have what I call the North American diet mentality madness. All right, and tell them about your cardio sequence.
I don't do cardio. Yeah, I've never been much of a runner or anything like that. So to be honest, when I met Scott and we started discussing how he doesn't really believe in that, I was excited to hear that because I never did it anyways. So
good.
I was happy.
So you were doing something right.
Yeah.
By listening to what felt right.
Yeah, because I just didn't like cardio at all.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Too many ladies get off track because even though they feel like they're doing what's right for them, they go online or someone in the gym tells them, well, you've been approached in the gym, people telling you should be doing this and you should be doing that, and you're like, and all the people telling you that don't look nearly as good as you, so it doesn't make much sense to me. So there you go. So about listening to the body, not getting into obsession traps, all right, and then just establishing a level of fitness and keeping to a regimen, what I said in my book, Permanent Weight Loss, and the anti-diet approach to weight loss and weight control. The most important elements that research has shown to taking weight off and keeping it off is regular sleep and wake times and regular meal times.
I can see that.
And you support the regular meal times too, right?
Yeah.
There you go. So sometimes, folks, the secret isn't in the minutia. Sometimes the devil really is in the details. And it's the real general element that works the best. So hopefully that makes sense. Questions or comments for Krista?
Not yet, Scott.
Nothing? Okay. Well, so we're going to show you a few blasts. We've been focusing on lower body a lot. So now we're going to do a good blast for you. We're going to do what we call wide lat pullouts. And we're going to superset those first with straight arm pull downs and then with swimmers to show you the difference. Major, awesome superset. Let us get set up, get some stuff out of the way in case you want to move, Brian, but use your...
Okay.
So, the first thing Chris is going to do is what's called a wide lat pullout, and then she's going to get up into a straight arm pull down, and then we'll repeat it, except instead of the pull down, we'll do some swimmers to show you the difference. So, wide. So she's going to get right under the machine, as far as you can underneath, and then turn your arms, and then watch the V shape, folks. This is called a wide lat pull out, which you probably haven't seen. It's another Abel. Good, did like 10 or 15 of those. You can see her lats popping out, which gives her a nice V-shaped structure. Nice controlled weight. All right, and then get up. And she's going to go right into a straight arm pull down, so she keeps her arms straight. See everything working through. Excellent. Good. We'll repeat with the swimmers in a second. Okay. So you can see what I say, the magic is in the method. You've probably never even seen lat wide pullouts before. All right, just like you've never seen overhead flies that we did in a previous episode, things like that. But then combining that with the straight arm pull downs, you see the lats working this way, and then you see the lats working this way. Want to tell them anything how that felt?
Amazing through your lats, which I've been actually trying to work on. So I just learned the pull out, so I'm going to be definitely putting that. I've done the straight arm pull downs before, which I love. I love that exercise.
So now we're going to accentuate the same thing. All right, but now the straight arm pull down is a traditional bodybuilding movement, but we're going to do the wide grip pull outs, and what we're going to do is biplex that with something that looks like a straight arm pull down, but it's called a swimmer. We usually don't do those with tubing so that you can really reef on them because they're meant to be done with speed and power, but we're still going to use the cable, the functional trainer, dual access functional trainer. So watch again, wide grip pull-outs, but this time, instead of straight arm pull-downs, we're going to do the swimmer. Show them how it's done, Krista. So down, palms face each other. Good. You can see that, eh, Brian?
Yeah, it's a good shot.
Excellent, isn't it? Look how wide her lats come. You don't get a feel like that with regular pull-downs. And Krista will tell you all about that in a minute. Brings her hands all the way down to where as low as they'll go.
Scott, if you can't get on the floor...
Wait till she's done. Good, and then into the swimmer. So this is the difference, the swimmer versus the straight arm pull down, is she's going to make sure she bends all the way down. Bend, not squat.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, and then her hands come all the way behind her. We call that a swimmer. Good. You stick the butt out as far as you can and really bend over so you're in like a bent rope. There you go. With the bent row. There you go. Reef on it. There you go. She's whining already, folks. Good.
I'm sweating.
So the difference there is instead of continuous tension, you're doing the swimmer, you're using a little oomph and a little power emphasis, and power is strength expressed with speed. So that adds another element. Two things that look the same that are different. How many times I've been saying that on this program with exercises for the ladies, or when Andy's on here. Tell them about that one. I can see it's more metabolically than Andy.
Yeah, I'm moving a little bit more. That you can feel the difference when you're not squatting, when you're actually just pulling through.
Yeah.
And it's, it's hard to explain. I would try it because I don't really know how to explain it. But that's a great superset. I like that a lot.
Excellent. And now the question or comment, Brian?
Basically, I just wanted to point out that if you can't get on the floor, can you kneel on a bench?
Sure. Yeah. You could even do, set up the functional trainer as any way you need to. I just, when Krista came, I just said, try it from your knees, and that seemed to work.
Yeah.
She could do it sitting down, but you want to be under. You want to make sure that you're completely under. And you didn't get to see Krista, obviously, but boy, could you ever see that working, eh, Brian?
Yeah.
You could just see your back nice and, which helps with posture, gives you that square look that ladies are after, posturally perfect, right? And, tighten and tone, shape and sculpt, not about building huge muscles. So you don't have to worry about that with this kind of stuff that we're presenting to you. So two really, really good options. You're probably not going to see many other places until we post this and everyone copies it. But that's normal. So give those a try. I'm sure you'll like them, and you'll feel that nice postural effect, and that helps a lot. So any questions or comments, Brian? No one's asking Krista about her diet. What about your supplements?
Oh, I don't have any.
This is why we love her, folks. So she was already doing this stuff without my input. So see that? No supplements. You're not going to supplement your way to looking like this. Krista doesn't take supplements, and that's another lesson. Sometimes the lesson is in the things that people aren't doing who are successful. So that's very important as well. Very, very important. What else we got, Brian? Folks, we don't get Krista too often, and she's taking time off work, so ask her your questions while you can, because you keep saying, when's Krista going to be back? Well, she's back. So ask the questions while you can. We got another one. Now, we're going to show you two variations. A lot of the things that the ladies don't like to work on is their arms. And then they wonder why they have the sort of soft, flabby arms, right? They're afraid of building their arms. They don't want to look like Popeye, right? So, but at the same time, you've got to train the whole body, because tonus happens over the whole body. So we're going to show you a simple to do tubing arm blast, and then we'll show you a cable arm blast. But we'll start with the tubing. Do you remember, Krista, the tricep kickback? And so you bring the tubing out as far as you need for the tension that you want. You come in, elbows up, and it's a tricep kickback. And you never ever do these with dumbbells, and I'll explain why in a minute. So she's going to get bent over as far as you can. There you go. And that'll put more emphasis on the tris. Going to do like 12 or 15 there. And then she's just going to turn around, switch arms, and come out and stay bent over again. And then she's just going to do a hammer curl.
Oh, yeah.
All right, for her biceps. All right, do a 10 or 12. And then you're going to do it again. I want you to just keep cycling it till you can actually feel it. So she does 10 or 12 bent over hammer curls, and then switches back. Bends right over, elbows up, tricep kickback. Yep, keep those elbows high, reach as far as you can. 10 to 12. Excellent. Good. Good. And then switch it around. Switches arms, comes out as far as she needs to create tension, bends over, lets the arms hang, squeezes them up. You get maximum pull at the bottom, and then contractions at the top. Do 10 to 12. And we'll do one more cycle, just so you can get the actual feel. Good. And then one more round.
Arm workout today.
It is now. So one more round, and notice it's no stopping. Elbows high, elbows high. There you go. Kick them back. Yep. There you go. 10 to 12. If it gets hard, walk it in. There you go. That's a good thing about tubing. You can always keep it going by just walking it in. Switches it around. Bend right over. Hammer grip. Curl them up. Good form. A good pause. Peak contraction at the top. Excellent. Good stuff. Good. And yes, men can do it too, but for women to tighten and tone, shape and sculpt, how easy is that? Just a low setup with tubing, anywhere. You can attach it even in a real gym to any kind of a piece of equipment that'll ground it. Tell them about it, Krista.
That was great, actually. That burned. Oh my goodness. Hopefully my arms look pumped up because they feel pumped up.
Yeah, I'm going to put a shirt on. So.
I like that a lot. That was, you just taught me that, but I am going to be doing that. The tubing's nice because you can walk in if you're, like your last set, if it's starting to get hard.
As soon as you notice that you can't get another rep, you just take the tubing back a step and it gets easier.
Yeah.
So it's like, it would be like choosing lighter dumbbells, but you don't have to do anything. You just move. How simple is that, ladies? And because it's tubing, you're not going to get the same kind of overload. So you get the tighten and tone, the shape and sculpt without having to worry about. And the way we did that 3 rounds nonstop, she's still breathing heavy. I don't know if you can catch that. How many people, and it's not because she's beside me, believe me. So how many people can say doing arm work that they get out of breath?
Yeah.
Not too many. So there's another way the Abel approach turns something simple into something metabolic. So comments or questions, Brian?
Krista, do you eat the same thing every day?
Pretty much. I'm not much of a cook. Like, I like cooking, sort of. Like, I will, but I prefer... I don't really mind eating the same thing. I really like chicken and rice. Is like my favorite thing. Rice in my eggs. I love rice in my eggs. I love rice just all the time. And just chicken.
And you're not Asian?
No.
You know, it's funny when this whole anti-carb thing took over. You know, when I went to university, my first year, I was living in a boarding house. And the lower floor was everyone from East India. And all they ate was curry. And then on the second floor was people from China. And they ate rice at every meal. Mm-hmm. And none of them were fat. And all of a sudden in North America, you can't eat rice.
Yeah.
And yet, what's Krista saying, who looks good all the time, not sometime, all the time, favorite food, rice.
Yeah, I love rice.
There you go, folks.
Rice and tzatziki is delicious.
Yes, that is actually.
Isn't that so good?
Yeah, really
like,
good.
that's my favorite. I don't think I could ever get sick of that.
So there you go. Starch carbs. You go online and you hear all about the evil of starch carbs. And yet, what does Andy tell you? 6 meals a day, eats his starch. What's Krista telling you now? Who looks good all the time, which is why I wanted to be part of my products. I didn't want someone who dieted for 6 months to look good for 2 weeks. All right? We've been shooting since friggin' winter.
Yeah.
So if Krista was a diet head who only looked good for a certain amount of time, I couldn't use her for a product anyway. So, but there you go. There's another lesson that you don't hear. No magic in the supplements. Regular sleep and wake times, regular meal times, and what's her favorite food? Starch. All right? There you go. Good question, by the way, as well. Go ahead, Brian. Anything?
Tracy Lynn has checked in. Krista, do you have an aversion to food substitutes like the sugar-free maple syrup or the use of cooking sprays?
I use regular maple syrup. I don't normally look for really anything that's specifically like sugar-free, I guess. I don't know, I really like the taste of maple syrup. I don't know what else I put in. My oatmeal is kind of, that's it. My mom's French-Canadian, so we always get maple syrup
from Quebec.
everybody.
Maple syrup from Quebec. Can't beat that. But that's a great question again, Tracy Lynn, but you see the mindset here? The mindset is no fear of foods, right? And everything in moderation.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's like,
yeah,
oh no, I have to go and get Walden Farms fat-free maple syrup, which tastes like ass. No, you can get maple syrup that tastes like maple syrup.
I don't use
My
them
cameraman's laughing at me.
Okay.
But there you go, and these are perfect lessons. You know, I talked when I taught my Empowered Woman Experience course, I talked a lot about my world travels. And when I went to cultures that celebrated the female body rather than try to negate it all the time, that you're never good enough. When I was in Colombia, ladies of all different sizes, from tall and thin to more voluptuous, all celebrated their bodies and loved their bodies. And guess what went with that? The love of food.
Yeah.
All right. The reason I loved being in Colombia is anyone that I went out with who was female, I didn't have to worry that they were going to eat, can I order from the rabbit food menu, please? No, they would eat regular, normal food, and guess what? They all look great. So another lesson there, and Chris is teaching another one as well. Oh no, am I looking for substitutes for this and substitutes for that? That's the North American diet mentality. So great question by Tracy Lynn, because of the answer it yields. So very, very important. Go ahead.
But for cooking oil, I guess the only two that I do use, in case that was part of, in case you're wondering,
sure.
Extra virgin olive oil and coconut oil, because I actually really like the taste of coconut oil with eggs. It's actually really good when I'm just like frying an egg. It tastes a little summery. I actually really just like the taste of it.
I use extra virgin olive oil for almost everything, but I do use Pam cooking spray myself. I just like it for my egg whites and stuff like that. It's keeps everything simple and less slimy for my taste orientation. So great questions. I love this show because we get really good, smart, intelligent questions. Comments or questions, Brian?
Yeah, getting back to the rice, do you eat any kind of rice, white or brown?
Well, brown takes a really long time to cook most of the time, so that's
lazy 20-year-olds.
Yeah. There's one at my local little store that I go to, and I don't remember the brand, but it's just, I think it's basmati, and it's just delicious.
Basmati's really good.
Yes, so good, white. But it's all kind of whatever I guess I'm feeling that day.
Here's some tricks of the trade, folks, nutritionally speaking, that Krista is not likely aware of. But of all the varieties of rice, white, brown, jasmine, basmati, red, and wild rice isn't technically rice, by the way, but okay. Of those, if you want to do the best for yourself nutritionally and cosmetically, choose long grain rice. All right? So the longer the grain, the longer it takes to cook, actually, the better it'll be for you cosmetically. The shorter the grain and the quicker it cooks is the difference between something like eating whole bread and white bread.
Okay.
So just for future reference, folks. So, but in general, rice is rice, and again, you're hearing from someone, favorite food, rice, she just happens to look good all the time. Connection? I think so. Yes. Okay, comment or question, Brian?
Yeah, getting back to the exercise portion, why shouldn't we use dumbbells for exercise?
For tricep kickbacks?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing, folks, and we've done this on previous shows, but with Andy, and we did this in my hard gainer solution. When you use a dumbbell, just grab the 5 then.
Both?
Yeah, sure. Or just one, don't care. Just turn and face the camera. So bend over and just do a tricep kickback. So elbow always high, yeah. Now here's the problem. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay.
Here's the problem with this. All right, good.
Good.
Now, and just stay here and I'll get you to do that one too. No, I'll get you to do the tubing in a second, so put it down. When you do with a dumbbell, folks, there's an expression in innervation training that the degree of contraction is only as intense as the pre-stretch on the muscle. Muscles stretched with resistance receive the most overload. When you're in this plane of motion, the eccentric phase is here. Because of the gravity of that effect, there's no weight on the eccentric phase, especially for women who stand almost straight up and do this. You're getting nothing out of that. So I'll get Krista to grab the other 5, do like 6 or 7 reps with the dumbbell, and then do 6 or 7 with the tubing, and you tell me what you feel more. Because there's no eccentric phase, essentially, this exercise is a waste now. You're not getting anything out of that. Not to mention, most people don't even have their elbows in the right position. Now go and do what we just did. Now turn around the other way. And then bring it out, and then elbows high. When bend all the way over, elbows high, yeah. The elbows high. Do the same amount of reps. See, she's already exerting. I can hear the exertion. Good. Now you tell them, Krista, which one you felt more.
Like constant tension
exactly.
On that. That one, you're just, I guess, squeezing it at the top, but then the whole way down is just the weight kind of
falls.
Swinging down. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Constant tension, and we always talk about that.
It feels different.
Yeah, and that's an innervation training element, and the squeeze the weight. So hopefully, Krista felt the difference. You can't obviously feel the difference. Hopefully you could see the difference, whoever asked that question, and understand what I'm saying. As I see ladies doing that exercise at the gym, and I'm thinking, what a complete waste. Especially, they don't do it with their elbow in the right position. Their elbows are way down here, so they're not even kicking anything back. Elbows have to be high, kick back, and they have to be bent over. So they're not even in the right position to begin with, let alone has to be done with cables or tubing. So very, very important. Brian, looks like you got something to say.
No,
nothing to say. All right, we're going to do another arm blast. Remember this one, Krista?
Yes.
Krista is coordinatedly challenged, she tells us, but I don't believe that for a second.
It's true.
So another simultaneous arm blast this time. The last one wasn't simultaneous, it was just without stopping. So what we're doing here is a tricep push down with a bicep curl, and then just a quick turnaround to hit both sides, and then again I'll get you to do a sequence of 3.
Okay.
So 3 rounds. Show them how it's done. We'll get back here. So, and go. So both arms moving at the same time. One's doing a tricep push down. One's doing a bicep curl. Do like 10 to 12 each and then switch it up. And then you don't even have to adjust anything. All you have to do is turn around. So now she just turns around. And now she's actually switched arms just by turning around and go. So now this arm's curling, which was just doing a tricep. That arm's doing a tricep that was just curling. 10 to 12, and then turn it around. Simultaneous arm blast. And then one more time. Nice and close, yeah. Good. You can see that I'm not going up quite as fast as it was, so getting tired, that's the whole goal. And then one more cycle. Good. Turn it around. Once it gets tired, just turn it around. And go. Actually, I can see your arms pumping up. It's pretty cool. Excellent. Is that 2 or 3 rounds?
3.
Okay, good. Good.
Hopefully.
So again, we turned something simple like arm work into metabolic production. So why not get some fat burning effects out of it? How'd that feel?
Well, I thought when you showed it to me that I wasn't going to be able to coordinate for some reason, but it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. And it feels awesome, and it's simple, which is nice. And everybody, I think, has that at their gym, hopefully. So
there you go. Simultaneous arm blast for the ladies. Which one did you like better, by the way?
This. I like the cable machine.
Okay.
But that felt better. Oh, I don't know, actually. I like them both.
There you go.
I like the cable machine. I just always am a sucker for a cable machine, but...
There you go. So that's another arm blast for ladies. We turn it into something fat burning. Tighten and tone, shape and sculpt, burn some fat. Why not? So there's 2 different arm blasts for you that I should be charging in massive amounts of money for. So there you go. What else we got, Brian? Questions or comments? Okay, head back. Folks, you only have Krista for a little while, so yep. Now we're going to show them some leg overs.
Yes.
Okay, so part of our circuit, now I can't use the yellow, our usual thing.
That's okay.
All right. Part of our glute circuit, we'll give you a little peek, is how to progress and digress leg overs. All right, so we're going to show you the leg overs in a second. So I'll show you easy and hard versions of the standing leg over. So obviously the easiest version of a standing leg over, and we're going to face, we'll face the camera and then we'll do sideways.
Okay.
Okay, so this is in the glute program. So obviously height is the first consideration,
yeah.
Right? If you're not in very good shape, you're overweight, this is a lot more challenging than it looks, you can concur.
Yes.
Yeah, I taught this to Krista at the gym, and it was a bit of a funny moment. So we're going to show you first. The most digressed position is something low in height, and then we'll show you something higher. So I'm going to just see if that will stay still. And no, it won't. So all right, you just stand there and
not kick you.
Yeah, I'll get this out of your way. Just do one side. So there you go. So that's a standing leg over. First, hands on the hips. See, she's already off balance. Hands on the hips. And then from there, you'll go to a prayer stance. to a prisoner grip. And then the arms overhead will really engage the core. All right, let's do it from the side. Maybe switch legs. So we'll show you from the side for the glutes. Oh, just to get in here. Actually, do it from this side.
This side?
Yeah. I'll just roll that out, so I'll be out of your way.
You want me to do
Do the side that they can see. Yep. So start with a digress. Yep. And then prayer stance. And then arms over, and then prisoner stance. And then arms overhead. Excellent. Good. Now that's all part of glute function. The glute, hip function. Now if we wanted to go even, just stay there, Brian. If even that is too high, you can just go to a normal bench. Just do a few, Krista. Both legs. So you'll inward, outward, inward, outward. Switch legs. Good. That's the standing leg over. With the most digressed is height. And then you've got easy, harder, harder, hardest, right? And then what you do after that is you aim for height. So she's going to take a break. You want that a little lower?
Oh, no, that's okay.
All right.
Hopefully. Watch
She's
this.
feeling cocky. Okay. So, one. Yeah, hands got to do something. Yeah. There you go. So it's a touch and go, a tap and go. Hopefully you can see the glutes working there. Boom. Boom. Yeah, that's okay. Good. Good. And then,
That's
good.
high.
Good.
Yeah.
That looks tough.
Yeah.
So, and as tough as that might look, it's way tougher doing it. Tell them.
Yeah, very hard. Balance and just having to swing, it's just a lot. But it's a great, it actually, heart rate up. I'm going to be practicing these more because you can feel it like right there.
Yeah.
It's right in your glute. You can feel it.
It's a major glute exercise. Again, you're probably not going to see anywhere, but in the Scott Abel library, very, very effective. And the inner and outer, again, is all glute targeted. You're still breathing heavy.
I know.
So
Hi.
that's part of the glute circuit. There you go. Body weight, right?
Yeah. It's amazing.
So, hands on the hip, lower elevation, prayer stance, a little harder, prisoner grip, a little harder still. Tell them on hands overhead.
A lot more of your abs are being used. It's just balance. Is your legs in the air, swinging around. It's like you really have to, and especially you're just not, you're high. It's
very effective. Very, very effective.
Yeah.
So there you go. And this is part of what we explain in the Great Glutes at Home project. Every single exercise that's part of it, we break it down to the easiest variation through to the hardest variations, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. And that's why there's such a fun factor, right? You get the easier variation. You think, oh, I'll try it with the prisoner grip. And then all of a
being
sudden
able to see yourself get stronger is, my mom's been noticing that too. Adding ankle weights, because we actually have adjustable ankle weights, which is nice. So then you can take out a little bit of weight and just have a little bit. And she's been noticing herself wanting to use them more often because she's getting stronger. And it's motivating when you're noticing yourself getting better and being able to try progressions and seeing yourself maybe holding on for a little bit longer. Or it's cool.
And it removes, when you're doing progressions this way, folks, it removes the element of I'm lifting more weight, I'm getting bigger.
Yeah.
All right, you're going to get strong, but you're going to get functionally strong, which tightens and tones, shapes, and sculpts. So very, very big, huge difference. So questions or comments? How did that look, folks, by the way? Some thumbs for Krista, if that looked pretty damn impressive. Because trust me, when you try it, it's way harder than it looks. So we got any thumbs for Krista on that, Brian?
Oh, yes. All the way through, actually.
Oh, okay. Good stuff. So any questions or comments?
Yeah, Monica sent us a message. She's challenged by tight hips, hams, and quads generally.
Sound familiar?
Yeah.
What do you suggest to help stretch these so workouts flow better?
First of all, and then I'll let Krista talk.
Yeah.
First time I ever saw Krista, I mean, after I approached her to ask her to take part in these projects, and she realized I wasn't a dirty old man. And when she came over here, and what?
I'm leaving the room.
What? But when she came over here, one of the first things I had her do was a little warm-up sequence, and what was the first thing I said to you?
Holy cow, your hips are tight. And I'm like, oh, I had no idea.
And I was like, someone in their 20s should not be that tight. I shouldn't have more hip mobility than she did, but I did.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah, so yeah, that was ironic to me, but that was part of a problem of training, but not stretching, and improper warm-up. So you used to go to the gym and just get to it?
I would go onto the bike for like 5 minutes, and
which even shortens your psoas muscles even more.
And that's exactly. And then I would go into like my regular workout, but it was like 5 minutes because I had in my mind no time for anything except for like lifting my weights. So
and now you realize the importance of warm-up?
Yes, and you can tell the difference, and I'm not just saying that. You can feel the difference. There's a warm-up that he showed me that my mom is doing, and we're, I think, the only two ladies that I've seen that do it, and it helps so much. Yeah, you just feel.
Just show them some sagittal plane hip swings and some frontal plane hip swings. So the answer to your question isn't so much post-workout stretching as it is pre-workout proper warm-up.
Yeah.
And get the mobility. So there you go.
So I just do like 20, maybe of these.
Okay. Might as well do both legs so they can get a shot from the front and the back.
Sure. So I'll do like that, and then I'll do the other side. And depending, I guess, on how I feel, I'll do more, I guess.
How tight you are.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. You'll start to feel it loosen up, especially when you start doing it regularly. When Krista only did it the first few times, she didn't really feel a whole lot. But then when you do it as part of everyday warm-up, right? So these are the... good.
And then just the other leg.
Get right up on your back toe there. Excellent. And then you do some reach lunges?
Yeah.
Just show them a few reach lunges.
Just maybe like 10 forward. And my mom does these too. And then just to the side. That was not enough space.
Well, you can move it over. Brian's adoptable.
And then you can do
some posterior. Yeah.
The back, like that.
We call these rotational lunges or posterior reach lunge. And then finally the unloading.
Oh, yes.
And then we finish with the unloading sequence.
I'll yourself.
You grab the handle. Sure, you can get all the way back. I'll get this out of your way. The floor is yours.
My mom does a bad knee. Oh. And she has been unloading every time, and she has said that this has made a big difference. She went to the doctor. She had x-rays on her knee, and this has been a big, I think, thing. And she actually wraps one of these, the ropes, around like any cable machine or something, and just holds it if there's not enough room anywhere else. But that's just strong enough to make sure that it won't bend or anything weird.
So just do like 6 or 7. So this offsets your body weight. We call that unloading the knees and hips. Good. And if you put all those in a sequence and do them regularly, you'll find that that's really going to help loosen up the hips and the hip joints. Too many people, they don't even know what a warm-up is.
Yeah.
Everybody I see at my gym drives me crazy, especially the ladies. They come into the gym right to the treadmill. Why? It's not warming you up for anything unless your workout is actually on the treadmill. So if you want to do proper warm-up sequences, there's a whole bunch of stuff at my Scott Abel Fitness website on warm-ups, and you can see proper warm-ups there. I'm actually going to show you some ballistic warm-ups in a few weeks.
Okay.
We'll get to those another time. So, good question, though. Another great question. Did we answer it? Whoever asked that question?
Yes.
We good? That makes sense?
I've noticed, too, that it has felt better.
And you get stronger. And
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And the exercises, I can feel my muscles better. If that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah. And it's all about the feel. That's an important thing as well. So we've done leg overs. We've done 2 different arm blasts. We've done the wide lat pullouts with swimmers or pull downs. I think you got your money's worth today, folks. Wait a minute. They didn't pay anything. Damn. So great glutes at home, metabolic circuits, target train the glutes, lift and round, shape and sculpt. Tone and Tighten. That's going to be available to you next week. What do you want to tell the ladies about that, Krista?
I'm so excited. It feels like it's been forever. I'm just excited. I think everyone's going to be very surprised and it's just simple and easy. You can just do it anywhere. I just think it's great. It's going to be really, really good.
And it's the first product Krista's starred in, so very excited about that.
Very excited
and I'm excited to have her to be part of it. I got real lucky choosing Krista to partake in these products, folks, because it's not often you can get the physique with the personality. So thank you for that. So and folks, remember Krista is here. She's actually a work day for her, so she actually left work, got permission, and came over here to replace Andy on the Coach and Andy show. I doubt that Andy's still at the airport, but so we're gonna save. We had another exercise for you, but we got to have something for you for next time. So any final questions or comments?
No, just lots of positive feedback.
So are you all out there looking forward to Great Glutes at Home next week?
Yes.
And you know where to go? Show us. Yep.
One thing, could you say that web address again, please?
Krista's Instagram address and Facebook.
Oh, that's nice. Krista, so Krista, Luise, Luise, Fit is my Instagram. And my Facebook is just Krista Luise. So.
Luise. There's no O in there.
That's my mom.
There's no O in Krista. Krista Luise.
No.
Okay. Good. So that's it, folks. And then look, if you're not on ScottAbelFitness.com and opted in, I don't know why, because you get free books if you go on there. But stay tuned to this fan page, and you'll get announcements next week. We are excited to bring it to you. So we've been shooting since winter.
Yeah.
We've got Great Glutes at Home coming, and then we've got coming up the Busy Woman's Train at Home, Tighten and Tone, Shape and Sculpt 16 circuit program. That means Krista comes by once a week for 16 weeks and puts up with my nonsense and demos every single exercise. There's got to be hundreds of them. There's a lot.
But they're great.
So that's coming at you too. So yeah, lot of stuff going on this year with video production and bringing stuff to you based on the letters and the desires that people want. Hey, can you give us something to do at home with minimal equipment? Coming at you next week.
Yeah.
So, and can you give us an expanded program? Next week is Great Glutes at Home, the Busy Woman's Train at Home, Shape and Sculpt, Tighten and Tone circuits, whole body. Mm-hmm. So you'll be seeing lots of this stuff in there as well, but metabolic, so fat burning as well. Tighten and Tone, Shape and Sculpt has to include fat burning, right? So yeah, so remember what you learned here today. Regular sleep and wake times, starches are good if you want to maintain, all right, fitness, and regular meal times. You got to make some sacrifices if you want the results. Give them something to chew on, Krista.
Well, and I don't know, I think it's just balance, but once I love going to the gym. Like, I love it. It feels amazing. I am mad at myself if I don't go. It's been a life changer for me big time. And I don't know, I think you just grow to love it once you have the right programs to start using when you're in the gym and you see exercises performed properly that you can do. You'll feel way more confident going into the gym and doing them. You know what you're doing. You're not going to hurt yourself. It's good. And then do what you want on the weekend. But in the weekend it feels great, and then you look great and you feel great.
And these are fantastic points because there's, you know and I know, because we're at the gym at the same time, how many numbers of people come in with seemingly no plan.
Yeah.
So they're not seeing results.
Mm-hmm.
They're not getting anywhere. They don't have that good feeling that you have.
Because
they have no workout thing.
Going.
What's that?
It's sometimes just nerve-wracking going to the gym if you're new to it. Anyways.
Especially for ladies.
Yeah, and that's something that I've just even talked to my friends about. Just that they're like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym. It's
I'm too
intimidating
fat. I'm too heavy.
Yeah. And then you have at-home programs that you can even just do to get yourself comfortable. I started at just a really, really small gym because I just felt like it was more comfortable, and then moved to a big gym because it was true. I was intimidated, and so it's nice having programs at home, and then you're comfortable. You start feeling better, and then next thing you know, you're at the gym just
looking
everything
better
out. Yeah.
and working it out. So, boy. She's been dropping pearls for you folks. I hope you've been absorbing them and learning from them. So, not about magic. What you're going to get here in Breakfast with the Coach and the Coach and Andy show and all my musings and all my writings is you're going to get the truth. All right? And you're going to get the healthy truth. You're not going to get magic axe. Okay, you're not going to get pink Himalayan sea salt. All right, that's going to change your life.
I'm guilty of a lot of these things.
Yeah, okay, so you're not going to get a lot of that. Yes.
Excuse me, is Busy Woman also a basically body weight program?
There's weights.
Body weight?
It's dumbbells. It's very basic equipment that you'll need that you can use for pretty much every single exercise. So you're not going to be needing this.
Yes.
Or like it's going to be like maybe a set of dumbbells. What else?
Adjustable bench.
Yeah, adjustable bench.
And a stability ball.
Yeah, so like super simple, but you're being able to do hundreds of exercises with all of that. So.
And that's all. The book is already on Amazon. The book itself is already on Amazon. The Busy Woman's Trade at Home and Diet Program, I think I called it for Amazon. But we're turning that into a monster, and I mean monster course to take. And it's got everything in it. So we're just taking the book, like we did with Hard Gainer, and we're turning it into a course starring Krista again. So how lucky am I to find her in my neck of the woods, folks, and have her say yes. Wow. There's miracles that happen every day. So there you go, folks. That's this week's episode of the Coach and Andy Show featuring the lovely Krista Luise. Find her online at Instagram at Krista Luise. All one word?
Yeah.
Krista Luise Fit. All one word. And then again, great glutes at home.
Yes, next week.
Next week. Coming to you, and we are wicked excited to bring it to you. So, goosebumps. All right, folks. See you next episode.